Little breaking news for you guys today. The Cubs have traded Bailey Horn back to the White Sox. It makes room for Cody Bellinger on the 40-man roster. And I'm going to break down what the Cubs are getting back in Matt Thompson, a pitcher that I've seen start quite a few games and have some good insight on. Pretty good deal for the Cubs as they had to make room on the 40-man, didn't have to release anyone. They give up a minor league pitcher and they get another one back. They give up a lefty and they get a righty back. We're going to get into that. Thanks for hanging out with us, though, here on the Cubs Baseball channel. Like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. That's a great way of saying go Cubs or go Cubs go. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Hit that subscribe button today. Let's get this thing started. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Cubs Baseball channel. I'm Mick Gillespie, and it is great to talk to you guys today at Broadcaster Mick on the socials. This is a really interesting day, and it's a kind of a fun trade that the Cubs have made as they add Cody Bellinger to the 40-man roster. So when they signed him, they didn't have a spot on the roster. There was no one that they could move to the 60-man, which would open up, the 60-day IL, which would open up a spot on the 40-man roster. So the Cubs are going to have to do something. And we talked about it yesterday, the possibility of releasing someone, which happens a lot, or, designated someone for assignment or whatever. And we thought, well, maybe you could do that with some guys who are expendable on the roster. But then I started hearing that it would probably be a pitcher. And then I was trying to figure out what that means. And what it means is that Bailey Horn is going back to the White Sox. I love seeing these trades, and I know a lot of you guys are going, okay, well, can we get Dylan Cease back in a trade? Then we draft him, and the White Sox are willing to make that move. Bailey Horn's a very good left-hander. Former Sox fifth-round pick, 2020. He was traded to the Cubs for Ryan DePera when the White Sox were making a playoff run. You know how that turned out. Horn, I've seen pitch quite a few times. Good stuff. Someone that I think will eventually get to the big leagues and could have a pretty solid career as a middle reliever, maybe towards the back end of the bullpen. I don't think he's a closer. I don't think he's a setup guy, but situational guy, yeah. Good stuff, yeah. And we wish him the best. He's a good guy on top of it all. Last year with the Iowa Cubs in AAA, 7-2 record, 458 earned run average, 53 innings in relief. It's pretty solid. Cubs, I look at 53 innings. I don't really know how to read that just because it seems a little low, but the Cubs are very, very conservative with the way that they'll use pitching. So that may have been all that they allowed him to throw. You'll see guys who get up there in the 60s and the 70s in innings sometimes, depending on what organization. But 53 for the Cubs in the minor leagues, pretty good, pretty solid, and it means that you were used a lot. Now, the guy that the Cubs are getting back is Matt Thompson. Seen Matt Thompson a lot. And I'll tell you what I like about Matt Thompson, former second-round pick in 2019, is that Matt Thompson's a gamer. I mean, he's going to go out there and pitch. Made, 27 starts last year. Doesn't miss a start. I think there was at least one series where the guy started twice against the Cubs AA affiliate in the Southern League AA baseball. Thompson will show you flashes, though, of really, really good stuff, dominant stuff against a Cubs roster last year in AA that was stacked with guys like Pete Crow Armstrong, Owen Casey, B.J. Murray, Matt Shaw. He'll get those guys out. The problem for him has been consistency. You'll see him rip through the first inning, the second inning and a start, striking guys out, looking great. Slider and the curveball both work. Changeup's good sometimes. Fastball's okay. And then all of a sudden, he loses his command or control and all of a sudden can't throw a strike. And you look at the numbers and they back that up. 136 strikeouts in 124 innings, but then 85 walks. So for him to be able to make the next step in his career, he's going to have to throw more strikes. But I'm sure when the Cubs were scouting him, they saw the same thing that I saw, where you watch some of those really, really good innings that he has, and he looks like a big league star in those innings. And what they're going to try to do with their pitch com, with their pitch lab, is figure out how to get that to be more consistent for him. The other thing, maybe you turn him into a reliever and you say, hey, look, just go one inning and take care of business. And if you can give us that inning that I'm telling you guys about, that I've seen in the beginning of some of these games where he's just dominant and lights out, he's got good velocity. You might get something out of this besides just trying to, take advantage of a spot on the roster that you were going to lose a guy, right? 6-15 record for Thompson too. He was on a really bad team in AA, and the White Sox have a minor league organization that's in the midst of being rebuilt. But features a fastball, curveball, slider, and changeup. None of those pitches are really what I would call plus pitches. The fastball grades out according to Fangraphs at 45, slider 45 to 50, curveball 55, which is pretty good. Changeup 40-55, command 40-50, and that's where I think he really has to improve. But I think that the fastball works. I mean, I think this is a pitch that can set him up for the off-speed stuff and help him get to be someone that contributes at the major league level. He was a second-round pick, 45th overall for the Sox in 2019. And he went to Cypress Ranch High School and got a $2 million plus signing bonus. He is a guy that's Rule 5 eligible. So if he has a good year, the Sox are going to have to protect him. We saw him pitch 3 times in his last 5 starts in the minor leagues against the Cubs AA affiliate. So the Cubs and their staff got a really good look at Thompson and obviously felt like they were comfortable with what he brings to the table and how he could contribute to the minor league system that's already pretty much stacked for the Cubs, but could use some pitching. Remember, you already traded Jackson Ferris, someone that could be maybe one of your top pitching prospects. You figure Cade Horton's going to move pretty fast this year. And Thompson's a guy who doesn't really care about going out there and throwing. I mean, 27 starts last year and 124 innings. That would put him right at the top of Cubs minor league pitchers. And I don't have it in front of me, but I guarantee you, as far as innings and starts made and innings thrown, that may be even tops. I'll have to check into that. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, guys. I just wanted to drop that for you really quick with the breaking news. Cody Bellinger back on the 40-man, and not a huge move here for the Cubs. Nothing like we thought could possibly happen with guys being released and no position players go. It's a minor league reliever, goes back to the White Sox again. So they obviously liked him if they were willing to bring him home after trading him to the Cubs a few years ago. Thanks for hanging out with us here on the Cubs Baseball Channel. I want to remind you that the show is presented by the Tennessee Smokies, the Cubs AA affiliate. Right now is a great time to get your swag on. SmokiesBaseball.com/store. And we will talk to you guys again tomorrow unless something else breaks. And you never know these days.